Oh my god, I feel like I look kind of cute. Like, I never think that. Maybe it's the weight loss. I've been doing so good. I'm like obsessed with doing good, and I'm just so proud of myself.
Hi, I'm back. It's been a hot minute. I think it's been 2.5 hours. I am sorry. I'm feeling a lot more relaxed than before. I'm not in a screechy mood anymore. I'm sorry if I was so loud beforehand. I just needed to vent. I'm now on the way home. I'm feeling a lot better. I took notes of everything, and I even, like, in between my therapies today, I had downloaded her video, actually, like Amberlynn's video that I wanted to talk about. It's funny because pretty much every single sentence she uttered I had a problem with. I think I will just try to get to discussing each and every point, and then later on adding like snippets of her video in there so that you know the reference that I'm making. I know it would be a lot easier to just like use OBS and just do a live reaction to the whole thing, but I need to be on top of my game always. I need to know what I'm gonna be talking about, and I have strong opinions on many things, and I do not like to be too upfront about everything, but it is needed. I feel like we need to talk about lymphedema. It's a very serious issue, it's a very serious diagnosis, and we should not make light of it. I do not appreciate this kind of approach, this nonchalant approach of, well, if you have it then I'm sorry for you, and I do not mean to offend, but as soon as you say but, I don't care what you said beforehand because you're trying to offend. So we need to talk about this. We need to have a heart-to-heart, sit down and talk about this, especially if this woman really has lymphedema and is not doing anything about it. Then she is modeling something incredibly irresponsible, something incredibly bad, and possibly life-threatening to others, and I do not wish to partake in this. We always partake in those things by simply not engaging, by simply keeping our mouths shut and just not commenting on it, and that is wrong. Me not speaking up, and by many of us not speaking up about every little bit of misinformation she put out into the world about this diagnosis, we're actually adding to the stigma and adding to the problem, and I do not wish to be a part of it. So this is gonna be my take on it. Like I said, I took notes, just let me get home. So yeah, I will catch up with you in a few minutes. See you, bye. I'm back. And this lighting is not doing anything for me. Okay. First off, she said, my feet are swollen. This is not how lymphedema works.
My feet are swollen. I literally hate when this happens.
Your feet do not swell when you have lymphedema. That's not the whole thing. Normally it's around your ankles. Your feet can swell as well, but normally it is at least the lower part of your legs, so your legs swell, especially like around your calves, your ankles, and then your feet as well. The painful thing is not the feet swelling, but normally the legs swelling. So just to put it out there. Then her saying this is not something I wanted to talk about.
A lot of like advice for my swollen feet, and it's like, I appreciate it so much, and this is not something I wanted to talk about, but I think it might be time to.
Can we just leave this behind us? Can we just not pretend like we do not want to talk about something and then spend all the time just talking about this one thing that we supposedly do not like to talk about? Let's just be honest. Let's just call it what it is. We wanted to talk about this. Let's just be upfront.
I have been told by haters in the past, I'm talking years, it's been years, I would have people, oh, you have lymphedema, it's so gross, oh my god, it's so gross.
You have lymphedema, it's so gross, oh my god, it's so gross. I've had lymphedema for the longest time now, and I've never been told that it's gross. Never. ever. And those who know what lymphedema is and are therefore even able to point it out because they see it in someone would normally never. I've not seen one, not even one single comment on her channel in the last year that said that the lymphedema is gross. I'm sorry, I just haven't. I'm not saying that there is nobody out there who would ever say that having lymphedema is gross. I'm just saying that I haven't seen it. Like, come on, like, get it together. That's not gross. There are many things that are gross. Having lymphedema is not one of them. Then she said, I never had lymphedema, ever.
And I never had lymphedema, ever. So when I would hear things like that, like, it would break my heart. And I'm just like, really, like, I don't have lymphedema, like, stop being rude.
And really, I don't have lymphedema, stop being rude. Saying that someone has lymphedema, or even just suggesting someone could have lymphedema, is not being rude. That's maybe your interpretation of it. That's your mentality. The same goes for someone possibly saying that you're diabetic or that you have high blood pressure. None of this is being rude. And by you taking a stance on it and saying that this is rude and that people are saying this in order to hurt you, implies that you think that there is something to be insulted with. I'm not insulted by having lymphedema. And I absolutely do not see anyone being insulted by stating that they have high blood pressure, that they are diabetic, that they have sleep apnea, any other medical or psychological condition for that matter. If you are in the mindset of saying that as soon as you have this label, that it's something rude, that it's gross, and that this is something that people say to hurt you, it says so much about your mentality, and it doesn't say anything about the diagnosis we're talking about. And I, for one, am not going to stand for someone using the label lymphedema as an insult, because it's not. I'm sorry to burst someone's bubble, but it's not an insult. It can't be. It's a medical condition.
I've always, like, I'm talking always, have had really big calves. I was made fun of in 5th grade for it, and like, I was just ashamed and embarrassed, and like, it's just how it's always been. Obviously, with the weight gain, my legs just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, I just sat you guys down, but so yeah, my calves just kept getting bigger and bigger, and my legs would get bigger and bigger as I would gain weight.
And the thing is, if your calves have always been this big, and let me just put it out there, having big calves has nothing to do with having lymphedema. Lymphedema is like having like a tree stump for a leg. Like the calves are just as huge as your ankles, right? Like, this is lymphedema in the leg. It's not having like huge calves and then like shut off and then small ankles, or maybe like another pocket in there, and then having normal feet. Like, that's not how it works. That's not what lymphedema looks like. And then again, there are easy ways to test if you have it or not. Like, if you take your foot and if you put it like up like this, like, and those are like your toes, you try to take the skin up like this, right? Like, can you see that? Even it's bright and it's dark, and like, if you can pick it up like between your 2 fingers like this, then you don't have it. And if you just sometimes can pick up your skin between your toes like this, and sometimes you can't, then you have some swelling in your feet. And if it's always swollen, if you can't pick it up, then this is one of the easiest tests to see. And you don't do it yourself. You have a physician do it. Preferably a dermatologist, because it is a dermatological disorder. It is not something that anyone can just diagnose. You need to go to a specialist. Oh my god, this lighting is just killing it right now. I'm so sorry. Is this better? I hope. Then she also said with weight gain, my legs kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, yes, this is what happens when you gain weight. Your body gets bigger. Most of us store fat, like for example, in our bellies or in our arms or in our legs. I have never met anyone who stores their fat in their back. Right? Your body needs limbs to store the extra fat in, and of course like abdominal fat. This is something that happens when a person gains weight. It has nothing to do with lymphedema. Like I said already, I've met so many people with lymphedema because they were in the same rehab as me in this lymphatic clinic, like that is specialized just for patients with lymphedema and lipedema, and most of them were thin. And like I already said, I was the biggest person there. Now you riddle me this. How is that something that people get once they pass like a certain threshold of their weight if nobody there was my size apart from me? It's just not true. Please do not spread this misinformation. Of course, someone as fat as me or you or anyone else, or even like who's more than twice my size like Amberlynn Reid, can get it, but normally it has a big genetical component to it. It is hereditary for me. I got it from my dad, he got it from his mom. There is a genetic factor in there, no doubt about it. And secondly, most of the time it is unfortunately it is combined and somehow connected to having cancer after you've had massive surgery on you performed, after the cancerous cells or the lymphatic knots or whatever has been extracted from you, then your lymphatic flow no longer works like that, so you get lymphedema. So please, for the love of all, do not try to take it from those who are suffering. It really breaks my heart. It is gut-wrenching, to use her words. It is gut-wrenching to see this kind of misinformation being spread on this serious condition. Next thing she said.
I never knew what lymphedema was until I started watching My 600-Pound Life, and I always told myself I'm never going to get to that point.
So let me get this straight. You still don't know what lymphedema is. The 600-Pound Life is a nice show, but it is just that. It's a show. It's not focused on medical conditions surrounding anything really, anything apart from the usual, like how to get a gastric sleeve or how to get a gastric bypass. Like, can we just please not pretend like it would teach you on any other medical condition, and even then it is very limited. To see this as a resource. And I have watched many episodes of My 600-Pound Life, and I have to tell you, as sorry as I am, because I do not want to have beef with anyone. It's the furthest from what I'm searching for in my life every single day. But Dr. Now does not seem to understand the difference between a lymphedema and lipedema. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna put it out there. He sometimes cuts off certain parts of lipedema in patients, like where there is no more lymphatic flow in there. It's just fat cells, and normally lipedema can be triggered through hormones, but normally it is just like you have thin people with lipedema, and it's very painful and you cannot get rid of it. So him pretending like he takes away some of the lymphedema that is actually lipedema, that cannot even be accessed by your body. It can't be even burnt off because your body has shut down this region and does not recognize it as fat deposit. So like, it blows my mind sometimes, the ignorance that is behind this, because you would expect someone from his profession to have more respect for other professions from the medical field. I would have expected him to, of course, have the patients consult a dermatologist who is specialized in lymphedema and lipedema to see what they can do and what they would suggest would be the next best step for the patient. If they should have the surgery, what kind of surgery it is. Should it be a liposuction? Like in my case, it was last year, I had 2 liposuctions to get rid of some of the lipedema cells so that the lymphatic flow can be restored in my legs, which worked like a charm. You don't have to chop off parts of your body for that. So, like, that he would not consult with a dermatologist is really heartbreaking, and it is disheartening. But then again, he's in his 70s, and I'm guessing way back when he did finish his studies, it was a different world. They did not really work interdisciplinary. That's the only reason how I can reason it, because nowadays this would not fly. It wouldn't fly in Europe. I do not believe that it would fly in America. So yeah, going back to the point that she never knew what lymphedema was until she started watching my 600-pound life. Well, newsflash, you still don't know. You have not educated yourself on this condition at all. Ooh, it's getting really hot in here, and I'm sitting in the sun and it's 29 degrees outside. We are full-blown in the midst of summer already, and I just worked out for 2 hours. So yeah, I need to come to an end here. She also said, I always told myself I'm never gonna get to that point.
I always told myself I'm never gonna get to that point.
Like, you do not get to the point where you have lymphedema. Please don't say something like that. And can we just not pretend like this is a diagnosis that you only get if you hit a certain weight? Can we just not?
I don't know what I would do if I ever got lymphedema. Like, if you're watching this and you have lymphedema, I'm not like saying anything rude about it. It's just like, it scared me because I've just seen so many sad stories, and it just like broke my heart.
I'm not like saying anything rude about it. Really though, anything you've said up until now is incredibly offensive. I have lymphedema, and I do not appreciate you talking smack about it. None of what you said is true. None of it.
And I just never wanted that to be me because of my weight, because it's like, I ruined my body, and that's like my fault.
Well, let's put it like that. Yes, you have ruined your body. With the sleep apnea, with you sleeping up straight in a sitting position, which cannot be good for you. It just can't be good for you. So you have constant pressure and blood flow to your legs because you're constantly in an upright position. It never flows back because you're never on your back, right? You never lay down. So this is definitely adding to the lymphedema. And then being so small, like so short in height, and having over 550 pounds, which is just mind-boggling. We're talking over 200 kilograms. I cannot fathom. I can't. I was 180 kilograms at one point. Like, the highest ever recorded was 182 kilograms, which is just shy of 400 pounds, as I found out later. It was just like the highest I ever got to. And it was the most horrific thing, and I think I'm like at least like 2 or 3 inches taller than her. So I definitely wear it differently. And I'm now about half the weight that I was. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still about 15 kilograms off. But we're getting there, right? I mean, you get the gist. Like, it's over 150 pounds down from my highest ever. It's been about a 90 pounds loss for the last year. So I'm on my way. But of course, I've deformed my body with being that weight. But I still, at my highest, was about half her size, right? Because I am taller. We're still talking, like, of course it's gonna be deformed. And of course your body does not know where the hell to store the fat. Because our bodies are not meant to carry around this amount of weight. It will start to look deformed. Your body will start to form those fat pockets where it can store fat, excess fat. Because what is it supposed to do? Burst? It can't do that. But saying that you ruined your body because of lymphedema is just, it's mind-blowing. And I do take full offense to it. I do. On behalf of all of us suffering from lymphedema. I really do.
So every time someone on YouTube would be like, oh, that's her lymphedema. I got hurt by it when it first started happening. And then it started happening so much that I kind of became numb to it, and then I started joking about it myself.
Really? Really though? I cannot even. I have lost the ability to even. You do not start joking around about such a serious condition, something that is possibly life-threatening. If someone throws it, it's just not true. It's not true. I've seen the comments and they were all out of concern. I have not seen one single, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that there haven't been some. I'm just saying I haven't seen one that was rude or mean to her about it. But always, just always pointing out how it looks like she has developed lymphedema, and how it wouldn't be surprising, like with the way that her legs look, that she possibly has already lymphedema, and she needs to consult a doctor like yesterday, like 5 years ago. You need to go to specialists. The higher you wait, the more inclined you are to develop some serious conditions. You need to consult with doctors and get this under control. And this is the big difference between fat acceptance and body positivity. If you're body positive, you take care of your body. You do not wait for anything drastic to happen. You do not just give up and say, you know what, I lost 11 pounds on my own, so I don't need to consult with a doctor anymore. You know, like how she pretended it was not about being approved for weight loss surgery because she's not there yet, but it's just about getting healthier and staying on track and getting all the help that she could need. Now she doesn't need any help anymore. After she now admitted that ever since January, she kind of knows that she has lymphedema. Seriously, are you really trying to die? Is that what you're going for? You want to die? I don't buy it. This whole, like, and in the same video, she went out of her way to say that she doesn't want to die. Just to then, like, a few minutes later go on and say, well, I might have something really life-threatening, and I think I diagnosed myself with it, and I think I could possibly die from it, but I'm not gonna do anything about it. Like, really? Really though?
It was a few months ago. I was getting up off the bed and I felt the bottom of my stomach, and it was lymphedema. I've had time to kind of come to terms with this, so I feel like it's okay to talk about it, but at first it was gut wrenching.
First of all, you do not feel your lymphedema. You can't. You wouldn't know what lymphedema feels like. You wouldn't. Especially having abdominal lymphedema is one of the rarest lymphedema types that there is. Normally it's the extremities. It's either one or both arms, or it's one of or both legs. Like, having it in your stomach means that it's first of all, it's possibly life-threatening, because any kind of fluid retention inside your stomach and around your intestines could possibly kill you. Like, but then again, anything could, right? So why even talk about this? But coming to terms with it, this is like saying, well, I found some gray hair on my head and I'm coming to terms with it. Because I can't change it, right? I can't force my body to have you know, brown hair. I can't force it to grow out this color. It just grows out naturally in gray. Like, this is not the same. Can we please just not pretend like this is something normal? And then she said, I feel like it's okay to talk about it, but it's gut-wrenching. And a few weeks later I noticed it in my right leg because it's so much bigger. So let me get this straight. You notice that there is some kind of fluid retention in your abdomen, in your belly. You did not seek out any kind of professional advice. You did not go immediately to the emergency room to get it checked out to see what it is. Is it a tumor growing in you? Is it water retention? Did something burst inside you? Do you need to have surgery? Do you need to have something removed? What it is? No, you self-diagnosed, right? Like, and I'm getting so frustrated and so upset and worked up about this because people are gonna watch her and think that this is okay. It's not okay. If you're experiencing any of those symptoms, get to the emergency room ASAP, like right now. Do not wait a single second. Just go. You might be in serious danger, like serious danger. And I'm not talking about like high blood pressure that will give you a stroke and then you lose the ability to walk and talk and everything and read and everything, which could be bad, right? Could be bad if you don't treat your high blood pressure. I mean, but who am I to say it? I'm not a medical professional. I'm just a psychological professional, and I'm keeping to my profession. I'm not giving out any advice on what to do if you think that you have lymphedema. The only thing I'm saying is go to a doctor. The same would be with if you think that you have anxiety, depression, personality disorder, you have BPD, anything. Please consult with a psychologist. And the last thing I wrote down was like, yeah, she said her leg has always been bigger. If it's always been bigger, then it's not lymphedema. It just isn't, or it always was lymphedema and you've never treated it. To fathom that you've had lymphedema possibly for 10-15 years and have never treated it, never wore any compression clothing over it, never had anything, like no bandages over it, no lymphatic drainage, no nothing. It's mind-blowing. You were playing with your life for such a long time and the medical system has failed you. It honestly has. If your doctor in January or in December when you went to your so-called last doctor visit, right? If she took a look at your leg and did not see that it is lymphedema, then she needs to have her license revoked. Because you need to see what is just like a huge leg and what is lymphedema and is not treated. Like it's dangerous. I'm not gonna go for the rest that she said because it really just grinded my gears and I'm so sorry for being so upset. It really hurt me. Watching her spread this kind of damaging misinformation about lymphedema just really hurt me on a very, very personal level. I feel sick to my stomach about this. I wish she wouldn't have brought it up. I really do. I know I've said it last time I talked about her and I have to say it again. If you talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. It's like saying I have cancer, I have a tumor growing inside of me, I could be operated on. I mean, I feel it, I don't know, nobody ever took a look on it, but I've come to terms with having it. And that's it, just like leaving it at that. Who wouldn't get upset at that? And I'm getting upset because there is a possibility that she really has lymphedema and possible lymphedema. And she already said that she has high blood pressure and sleep apnea and all of these other conditions. And it's all just so mind-boggling how someone who is on death's doorstep would not, to save their life, just wouldn't consult a medical professional. Just wouldn't. And if she does, I'm absolutely sure that she's lying. She must be. At this point, she must be. She herself said that she's always joking around with doctors. That she's always like trying to be all like giggly and everything. And it is just to put on an act, like so that they wouldn't question her and so that she could possibly distract them from the obvious that is her being this incredible size. And with that, I'm gonna leave you for today. I did bring my tripod with me, so I'm gonna go out now and find a nice space somewhere, anywhere really, where I can film a very short clip of myself. It's getting it's now 33 degrees in here. I'm dying. I'm almost having a heat stroke. Maybe that's why I'm being ranty as all hell. And yeah, it's time to go out. I'm overheating. I needed to get this out of my system because it's really not fair to those suffering from it. And you need compression garments, trust me. I wouldn't take a single step without having my compression garments on. A single step, because it makes it worse. You're not supposed to sit or stand or walk without your compression wear. You need it, and it needs to be tailored to your needs. It needs to be like, measurements need to be taken every few centimeters. They do mark you down on your whole leg to take all the measurements. Even have like those apparatuses where you stand like, and then they like scan your whole leg and then the other leg and everything, so that they see exactly how much fluid you're retaining in each and every leg. And after going through those lymphatic drainages and wearing the compression garment for some time, they do remeasure everything, and normally there is a big difference. For me, it was like a few liters in each leg that I lost without any kind of weight loss going on at the same time. It was just like the lymphatic flow being helped to go back up into my body, like just to help alleviate the pain. And if you have lymphedema and do not have compression garment, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Honestly, it's just mind-boggling at this point. Anyways, I'm gonna go out now and take a short clip of myself, my full body, because I haven't shown my full body here yet, I believe. I have full body pictures all up on my Instagram. If you want, click on over. I'm gonna put the link somewhere around here, I believe. Maybe on my arm. Maybe while I'm talking to you on my arm. Hop on over. I do share randomness on there, especially like if I'm doing any kind of meal preps, if I'm out in nature, if I have just a funny video of my hamster or anything, I do share on there. So yeah, but feel free to follow me on there and stick around for the clip now. I'm sorry once again. I'm not a mean person. Please trust me. Believe me. I know every time someone says believe me and trust me, you don't trust them, you don't believe them, because otherwise why would I have to say it? I don't know. I normally am not that mean. I really am not. I'm a very understanding person, but I got worked up because it really hurt me. This misinformation is really potentially incredibly dangerous to those out there who have not been diagnosed yet, but possibly should get diagnosed, and who think that it's just something that you can come to terms with. You look at your legs, you think you might have lymphedema, it might hurt, and you just come to terms with it. Like, this is the worst thing ever to do. Ever. With any condition, with any diagnosis, but especially with lymphedema. And with that, I'm out. Stay awesome, stay psyched, and talk to you all very, very soon. Bye. Sorry. That was it. Bye. Let's make this the quickest react that there ever was. Let me try a different angle. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm really trying here. Does this help? I don't think so. Okay, next thing.
Oh my god, I feel like I look kind of cute. Like, I never think that. Maybe it's the weight loss. I've been doing so good. I'm like obsessed with doing good, and I'm just so proud of myself. But in this moment, it's just like, I got this right now and I'm feeling good. So I just want to say this because I'm rather proud of myself. Right now I'm just sitting outside and it's like, I see the birds walking, I hear the birds chirping, I hear neighbors communicating, I hear kids laughing, I feel the breeze, I look at the trees, I see the green grass, and I'm just like, I don't want to die. Like, I literally don't want to die. And this is why I stick to my guns every single day. I count my calories, I don't binge, I drink my water, I do IF, and it's because I don't want to stop hearing the birds. I don't want to stop feeling the breeze. I don't want to stop seeing the clouds, you know? It's just little things like that, like, I don't want to take for granted ever again.
Okay, I need to hurry up. I'm getting sidetracked.